Hi lovelies, karibu sana to my YouTube channel. My name is Glynis. Thank you so much for joining us if you're new here. If you're a returning viewer, asante sana. And in today's video, we will be talking about things I wish I knew before joining law school. But before that, let me show you some stuff I got because my makeup is looking cute. And in case you haven't watched, I did a get ready with me video, which basically does my very basic makeup. And the two things that I really love about today's look are, they're all from Dubois. You've seen my Dubois haul. Eyeliner. First of all, if you're in Dubois and you're struggling with eyeliner that dries so quickly, get this one. It just looks like a cheetah print. It's the one that like doesn't dry in a week. It's really good. Then I finally got this mascara. Again, it's Dubois, so it's not legitimate. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. What do I wish I knew before joining law school? First things first, law concepts are very complex. The thing with the law, and it's completely different from when you're studying in high school or any other kind of studies that you've experienced until that time, is in high school there was a right answer and there was a wrong answer, at least with the 844 system. You either wrote the right answer, and if you didn't write the right answer, you didn't score the mark. So in law school there are various alternative truths. So if you decide that A will be your way of reasoning and someone else decides B is their way of reasoning, they're both correct. And the thing that makes the law so magnificent is that so many thinkers came together and came with alternative opinions and then formed a concept. And this is where the complexity of the law comes in, because you'll be reading, let me give you an example with either Social Foundations of Law Jurisprudence. You'll read something called the Ralwasian theory of rights. Aside from that, there is Hoffield theory of rights. There are all so many concepts that try to explain something as basic as what rights are. And for something like human rights, you'll find there's no universal definition. So that's why I'm saying the first thing that caught me off guard is that it's like there's no right or wrong answer. It's basically how you argue it. And for someone who was coming from high school, basically you'll be thinking, so if there's no right or wrong answer, how am I supposed to tackle this? Yeah, that's the first thing that totally caught me off guard. To survive that, just read widely. Read on your own, get your own understanding. Don't expect to understand a concept immediately. Some of them will take weeks before you totally grasp them. The second thing that caught me off guard about the law is there are lecturers who teach in completely different ways. There are lecturers who will come to class and they'll give you a story, but you're supposed to recognize that from the story they're giving you, they're teaching you something. Something like the law of succession, for example. The lecturer will come to class and will start talking about a husband who died and didn't leave his property in order, so his wife had to go to court to find a way to get the property. If you don't put two and two together and realize that you're talking about wills and what happens when there is no will and intestate succession, then you'll be completely lost. But the lecturer will come and teach you in the way that tells a story. The other lecturers who will come and teach you with notes, and they'll give you notes and they won't even go into depth of it, so you have to read the notes. And then the other lecturers who will teach you concept by concept. The lecturers who will use euphemisms to teach you. So it's like you get there and you have to think and understand how each and every lecturer works, because how lecturer A works and how lecturer B works, they're completely different. The third thing I wish I knew when I was joining law school is no one knows everything. I used to look at students who are like a couple of years above me, and I used to listen to them, for instance, during moot court, and I'd think, oh my God, oh my goodness, you are so eloquent, you know everything in the law. Let me tell you, it is not possible to know each and every concept in each and every unit. What you do is you need to have an idea of everything. So once you see someone talk about something or talk about an article in the Constitution that you don't know of, once you see something on the news, just go read it there and then and understand it. And that's how you feel like you have a general idea of everything. That's why when you see lawyers down on the street, you hear them talking about each and everything like they have such a deep and concise understanding of it. In real sense, it's just because they took the time to learn about the subject, and because of it they got to know one or two things, and because of those one or two things they had an exchange and they built their knowledge database. The fourth thing I wish I knew when I was joining law school is studying for exams is a skill. The reason why I say studying for exams is a skill, this is not high school where you take the book and you cram every single page, or if you have photographic memory, you remember every single page. Studying for law school is a skill because, one, even if the lecturer tells you they'll be testing on positivist theories, there is so much about legal positivism. There is so much about the social contract theory. You have to know how to study for exams. So the reason why studying for exams is a skill is you can't cram in everything. It's not possible. These books are like 400 pages long. These notes are like 400 pages long. This is not where you had like a tiny exercise book you could read through the night. So studying for exams starts with, one, having read widely and having understood what you're reading, and then during exams, knowing how you will retain this knowledge. Now, for some people, they prefer to use exam questions. Other people prefer to use group discussions. Like, studying for exams is a whole other video I'll probably do in future. But if you're going into law school, you need to know that studying for exams is a skill that you build and perfect over time. The fifth thing I wish I knew going into law school is, as I've said before, there is no right or wrong answer. You might argue with A's theory or you might argue with B's theory. There is completely no right or wrong answer. And that's why the law becomes a bit tricky, because you will find if a case is not a locus classicus, there is definitely another case to rebut it. So, for instance, if it's not Mukisa Biscuit Manufacturing that talks about preliminary objections, now that's a locus classicus. But after that, if there's any other case, for every case on the ground, you can possibly get another case that had a different opinion and arrived at a different judgment. So that just shows you how diverse the thinking of legal scholars is. So if a judge rules one way in a particular case, you'll find a judge who completely refuses to acknowledge the way that particular issue was ruled on. So what lawyers try to do is to build a harmony of how to deal with these issues, and that's how various cases make it to actually become locus classicus. And in case you're watching this and you're in first year and you have no idea what a locus classicus is, it just basically means the leading case in that particular field, or how do I put it? Like in that particular issue of law, that is the case that we make reference to. So that's why you'll hear in your first year things like Mukisa Biscuit Manufacturing, Karil versus Carbolic Smoke Ball, or what's this jurisdiction one? Motor Vehicle Lillian S, So those cases are the cases that have been decided by courts and they have been agreed upon to lead in those particular issues. But now every other case after that, every judge has an alternate reasoning. So even when you're answering questions in case law, you will have two cases that say very different things and explain very different concepts, but they're both correct and they're both accepted as cases that are leading in that particular field. So when you get into law school, please, there is no right or wrong answer. There is just how strong or how good an argument you make. The next thing I wish I knew when I was joining law school is group discussions are life-saving. Oh my God, I cannot insist on this. I am one of those people who I prefer to read on my own, but the thing that you really realize with law school is you can't read everything. Like, I don't know if there's a way you can completely cover each and everything you need to know within a semester, because it's a lot. So the thing with group discussions is, first of all, it gives you an opportunity to teach what you already know. And the thing with the law is, if you can't teach what you have read, then you probably haven't properly understood it. So it's first of all testing your knowledge on the things that you have read and you think you have understood. So in that platform, you will know if you've understood it or not. The second thing in group discussions is you're able to demystify very, very complex things with a group of people over a short period of time. So if there was a complex issue that you didn't understand, you could possibly bring it up, and something that took you a week to understand, you can understand in one sitting because you meet someone who has perfectly understood it and they can explain to you like you're a 6-year-old. So please, by the time you're joining law school, find a group discussion that works for you, a group discussion of people who are serious about studying, and once you have that, you will really be able to navigate some of these complex issues. The last thing I wish I knew about law school is you will not die when you get a cold call. Cold calls are very routine in law school. A cold call is where the lecturer picks on you to answer a question, and sometimes you are completely clueless about what the lecturer is asking. just take a deep breath. If you don't know, say you don't know, but my recommendation is attempt it. Even if you'll get it wrong, just attempt it. If the lecturer picks on you and they tell you to, unless it's a Latin maxim, honestly, please don't be asked quid plantatur and you don't know what it means and you start guessing. If it's a Latin maxim, if you don't know it, just let it go. But if the lecturer picks on you on a legal issue, just apply logic. Just think, if I was a normal or reasonable person, what would I do in the situation? So you won't die because a lecturer picked on you and you don't know. You also won't die because you said the wrong answer and the class is laughing at you. If anything, you will never forget what comes up during a cold call. So relax. When a cold call comes up, take a deep breath, think about what the lecturer has asked. Even if you have no idea, just do what you would reasonably do if you were in the circumstances that you were given. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Those are my 7 things I wish I knew before joining law school. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment down below any other thing that you wish you knew before joining law school, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and tap on the bell to get all notifications when I post a new video. As always, please don't forget to be kind to yourself and to other people, and have a very, very beautiful day. Bye.